To kick it off, we're going to take a look at some star Crusaders. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the MIAA B Conference Varsity Football Semifinal here on Martin D. Tulai Field, featuring this matchup between the John Carroll Patriots and your St. Paul's Crusaders here on SPSN, the St. Paul Sports Network. I'm Alton Bowser, along with Pat, head of our boys middle school and middle school football coach. So what should we look for as the Crusaders look to take down the Patriots and advance to the championship for the first time since 2014?
Yeah, super excited today, Alton. It's rare in football, especially high school football, that you play the same team within 2 weeks. So I'm really excited, really interested to see what both coaching staffs have in store for adjustments from the Crusader victory 2 weeks ago, 21-14. I think this game's going to come down to turnovers, which the Crusaders definitely won 2 weeks ago. It's going to come down to defending the run on both sides of the ball. Can the Crusaders stop the John Carroll rushing attack, and can John Carroll stop the Crusader rushing attack? And then finally, big plays. Does Landon Blue or Andrew Cooper get loose down the field? And can the Crusaders on defense stop John Carroll's star running back Carson Schaffner from breaking a long run?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the Crusaders coming into this game as the 1 seed in the B Conference, as you said, beat John Carroll, I believe, Friday, October 24th, but notably Eli Livingston, not expected to start today's game, went down with an unfortunate injury against Boys Latin last week on Halloween. We were able to get away with the win against rivals Boys Latin, but not expected to start today. I believe we're going to see Jackson Angelo Bartlett, who has looked to be the quarterback 2, I guess, for this team. Normally when Livingston is unable to play, we've seen him. I know we saw him last year against Pilati. We saw him sub in against the Lakers when Livingston went down.
Yeah, Angelo Bartlett coming in with not a lot of experience as quarterback, but definitely a veteran, savvy senior. Super athletic guy, very talented baseball player too, so you know he has the arm strength. Look forward to seeing how St. Paul's uses him and how their playbook might change a little bit without Livingston. Luckily, Livingston dodged a major injury, but he's still not healthy enough to play today.
Yeah, we'll be, the idea is rest him up for the potential final and having to play Livingston, but I definitely think we might see more rushing plays. We're already seeing a rush-dominant team, and we'll see how that quarterback change will affect how this offense comes out and kicks off the game.
Yeah, last week when St. Paul's defeated Boys Latin, we ran 42 offensive plays. 36 of them were rushes. And we were also able to put up 35 points. The Crusaders would love a similar game plan today and a similar outcome. Obviously, John Carroll's defense probably a little stouter than Boys Latin, and it will be a challenge.
For sure. Now we're going to take a break for the national anthem.
The American flag located next to our scoreboard as we honor our country with the playing of our national anthem.
And we're back. We're going to get started here in just a minute. Didn't exactly see who won the coin toss or how that resulted. We'll be able to see here in just a minute.
Crusaders won, I believe, and deferred. They'll be kicking off. Alton, I think I left something really important out of that opening pregame talk. I am so fired up for today. I'm so excited for this group of seniors, the season they've had, the accomplishments they've made this year, beating BL last week, undefeated in conference, and here's their chance to show it in the playoffs and earn their way to the championship. I can't wait for the next 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long season coming, a lot of great football played, especially from these seniors, guys like Andrew Cooper, Eli Livingston, Landon Blue, Lamar West, all those guys on defense as well. And I think if there's any game to show out, it's going to be this one, especially with that major hit with Livingston being out. This defense is definitely going to have to come and play a hard game today.
Yep. Austin Daniel to kick off. The Crusaders have gone with a squib kick throughout most of the year, and that's what it is there.
Bounces out, caught it around the 30. Man still on his feet, runs into, I believe, Hayden Myers, and a flag down.
Charlie Correa on the return there. Not sure what the flag is. I think it could have been a face mask on St. Paul's. Didn't see a hold. Yeah, it's a face mask against St. Paul's. It's going to set the John Carroll Patriots up with really good field position to start.
Yeah, ran it out to about the 40, but I believe that will bring them into Crusader territory to start their first drive.
5-yard variety there, so it will be John Carroll, 1st and 10 on the 47. John Carroll is a rush-heavy offense, but they're very multiple in their formations, whether it's shotgun with one man in the backfield, 2 men in the backfield. Right here, they have single back set with a slot to our side. He goes in motion. He will lead you to the ball.
Handoff straight back, man, up the middle, 1st down. That's Schaffner.
Schaffner on the carry there ran up the A-gap. I'm guessing there was some type of trap block in the middle there to free him up the middle. Definitely not the start we wanted to see for the Crusader defense.
Yeah, I mean, Schaffner, this go-to guy for the Patriots we saw last time we played him. And it's definitely going to come down to how they can stop him today. This rushing defense has been pretty good. We'll see what they bring now.
I formation here. Toss.
Shovel pass to Schaffner. Runs into a slew of Crusaders. Johnny Miles puts a stop to the run.
Toss to the defensive right there. Great job by Johnny Miles holding the edge, forcing it back in so that it looked like Liam Barganski and a whole slew of Crusader linebackers could get in on the tackle.
Yeah, this Crusader secondary as well has been super strong this season. Guys like Liam Barganski, Hayden Myers, a bunch of other guys in there have been huge contributors to this rushing defense.
Same formation as the first play, same motion.
Handoff Schaffner yet again. That's, I believe, Bobby Cunningham.
Interesting call there from John Carroll. That's the same play they ran on the first play of the game. The slot back or fullback went in motion, and then they went on two. They were hoping that the Crusaders had picked up the rhythm from the first play and were going to jump. Great discipline by the defensive line not to jump, and then an even better execution on the play to basically stop Schaffner for no gain. 3rd and 8. Wouldn't be surprised to still see a rush here because I do think this might be 4-down territory.
Now 4 receivers out finally, 2 on either side of the ball. Motion over to the left side and I believe delay of game if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there with John Carroll. They had Westervelt, their big tight end, #1 target of their quarterback, going in motion. I don't know if the center didn't hear the call to snap the ball in time, but big 5 yards there. Now I would say that John Carroll is going to be forced to pass here because if they get into a 4th and 9 or 10, they're not going to be going for it.
Okay, now 3rd and 13.
Empty set here. This is something I talked to Coach Fitzhugh about yesterday, something they showed last week at Curly.
Trips to the offensive right side. Modeste takes the snap straight back. He's looking right early. Looks like good coverage from the Crusaders. Throw to the sideline is caught for the first down.
Great job by the John Carroll offensive line there. The problem with going empty is you have no running back in the backfield to help block. So it basically sets up 5 one-on-one situations. We know how talented the St. Paul's defensive line is, but on that play, none of them were able to break through to make a tackle or to pressure the quarterback.
Yeah, Modeste had plenty of time in the pocket, let his receivers complete their routes, and finds the pass on the sideline now. 1st and 10, knocking on the door of the red zone. Fake handoff to Schaffner, but throw over the middle is caught. Gets all the way down to the 3 or 4 yard line.
Fantastic catch there by Westervelt. John Carroll ran play action off of the running play that they've already run 2 times. Karan Wheeler was there in coverage. Karan, normally a defensive end, I believe is going to be tasked with shadowing Westervelt throughout the field, and Westervelt just had a step on him and then reached up and made a fantastic one-handed grab. 1st and goal for the Patriots at the Crusader 4 yard line.
Yeah, I'm definitely not surprised to see it go to Schaffner here to 2 men in the backfield. It is a handoff. He's got the blocks and he's in there. Handoff, or touchdown, Chase Holiday.
Number 24, Chase Holiday on the tackle there, on the touchdown there. Found the edge. Good job blocking by the John Carroll offensive line. Tough start for the Crusader defense.
Yeah, that's Holiday's first touchdown of the season. Kind of the 3rd running back here we've seen for John Carroll, but able to punch it in from about the 5 yard line as the Patriots throw the first punch. Kick is no good.
No good. We've seen throughout this year, extra points come in big. So obviously not the start the Crusader defense wanted, giving up that touchdown, but little silver lining, the extra point is no good and the lead is only 6-0.
Yeah, I think we got kind of blessed with a great kicker this season. Quinn Clark has been super duper consistent. Don't want to jinx his performance today, but especially in this regular season in conference play. He's been super reliable, and I think that has given us the edge in more than one game here.
Interesting when you think of that drive from John Carroll. They went 53 yards. I think about 45 of them were through the air. Coming into this game, I said at the beginning, the Crusaders are going to have to stop the rush. Besides the first play of the game, which was about a 9 or 10 yard gain, and then a 3-yard touchdown run, the Crusaders did a pretty good job stopping the rush. But Modeste made a great throw on 3rd and 11, great scramble and then throw. And then Westervelt made an even better catch on the ensuing play for a gain of about 15. Be interesting to see whether the Crusader defense changes some strategies on the next possession.
Driven kick picked up by Blue at around the 15-yard line. Tries to go horizontal, doesn't work too well for him, gets it out to about the 24.
Same strategy on the kickoff there from John Carroll that St. Paul's used. The one thing that John Carroll did better, though, was they got it past St. Paul's second line. When that ball's rolling for an extra 6 to 10 yards, that's that much more time for the John Carroll coverage to get down the field.
Yeah, I saw Clark tried to grab it in that second line. Couldn't quite, had to leave it for Blue. And now Crusaders will start their first offensive drive with 2 men in the backfield from the 25-yard line. Blue in deep motion, handoff to West straight up the middle. Finds a little gap. Gain of about 7 or 8.
Great job there. Put Blue in deep motion and then handed it to West the other way. St. Paul's offensive line creating a good hole, good hard run for Lamar West. 2nd and 2 for the Crusaders.
It's definitely going to be a crucial opening drive. Like to see, obviously points on the board now. 2 receivers on either side of the ball. Handoff West yet again. Up the middle, picks up the first down.
Can't speak exactly to the blocking scheme because I'm not good enough to see it, but that looked like pretty much the same exact play for St. Paul's. Wouldn't be, Coach Keenan will call that play 12 straight times if it keeps working to drive the ball down the field.
Now 1st and 10 from their own 39. Crusaders seem to be moving the ball. We'll see.
Now, John Carroll's in basically a 4-4 defense.
Fumble on the handoff to Blue. Not even really forced.
Yeah, it looked like there was an issue with the exchange there between Blue and West. Between West and Jackson Angelo Bartlett. Ball just bounced out of his stomach, rolled right into a John Carroll defender. Going to need a big stop from the defense here as all the earlier momentum is in John Carroll's favor.
Yeah, that is not what you want to see on your first offensive drive of the game when you're trying to make a statement. Now the Patriots will start their second drive from the Crusader 39-yard line. Handoff Schaffner moving over to the right side. Wheeler can't make the tackle. Gets more yards than would have liked. Gain of about 7 or 8.
John Carroll ran it left there, but it was set up to be a counter. So they handed it off left, and the lead back actually went back across the offensive line to the right, where Schaffner cut it back. Wheeler had him for a second. We got to get more hats to the ball when a running back is held up like that.
Handoff Schaffner yet again. Right up the middle, that's Dean Spate. Makes the tackle. Gain of 1.
Great tackle there by Dean Spate. the starting center for the Crusaders usually is used as a sub defensive lineman. This week, St. Paul's going with a 5-man front, added Spate to line up right over the nose. Third and about 2 here, definitely 4-down territory for John Carroll.
Handoff Schaffner yet again up the left. And a first down.
Just a pretty simple off-tackle run to the left there. John Carroll got enough of a push for Schaffner to pick up 3 yards and the first down. St. Paul's throughout this season has kind of had a bend but don't break mentality defensively. That first possession from John Carroll notwithstanding, their ability to stop teams in the red zone has been really spectacular. They're going to need to step up right now.
Now motion. Handoff Schaffner straight up the middle yet again. Runs into Barganski.
Good push by the Crusader defensive line there. Schaffner is shifty, man. Right within the A-gaps there. He just hurdled sideways to squeeze an extra yard or 2 out of that run. He's got some impressive feet.
Yeah, now 2nd and 7 from the Crusader 24. Handoff yet again over to the left side. First down is converted. Tackle finally made by Justice Laster down at about the 8-yard line.
Olszewski there on the run. Again, Crusaders did not hold the edge on that play, and he was able to bounce it outside. It'll be 1st and goal on the 10.
Now Crusaders just need to deny the 6 points. Appears to be yet another running formation yet again. Schaffner got some Crusaders tracking him. West takes him down, no gain. And a flag down.
Didn't see where the flag is. Probably the holding zone. Be holding against John Carroll, which will be a 10-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and goal from the 20-yard line.
That's big for the Crusaders. I'd like to see the energy here on Tulai helping out the guys in this semifinal. I know the varsity soccer team just had practice, and I think most of those guys headed over here.
Yeah, pretty good student section, especially for a Saturday afternoon. First down here, 1st and goal from the 20. Big play for the Crusader defense. If they could get some negative yards, they really make John Carroll one-dimensional.
Trips to the offensive right side. Throw over the middle, batted down by Barganski.
Great reaction there from Barganski. Number 11, Buster Barger, was actually open in the hole there. But Barganski was able to react as he dropped to the hook curl zone and knocked the ball down.
Now will be 2nd and goal from the 20.
I don't know how good the John Carroll kicking game is. Obviously, they missed the extra point, so it's not great. That could affect their play calling.
Yeah, I mean, it might be touchdown or nothing here. You never really know. No handoff. Quarterback throws over the middle. It's complete. Gosh. An incredible catch made down at the 8-yard line.
Wow. 2nd one-handed catch of the game for Westervelt. Little out there, diving one-handed. Just an impressive play. Puts them in 3rd and goal from the 8.
Yeah, Westervelt's been averaging about 50 receiving yards a game this season, but now he's probably nearly already there.
And as we were saying before, probably 4-down territory for John Carroll, so we're in a situation we could see pass or run.
3rd and 8, drops back to pass. It's incomplete in the end zone.
Ran a little slant there. Justice Laster is playing pretty far off that split end. The slant was open. I think he made a fantastic play with his hands at the end of that play to knock it down. I've said before, I think Justice is one of the unsung heroes on this Crusader defense. Makes a ton of plays over at his cornerback position. Okay, so we were wrong here. John Carroll will try a field goal here.
Lined up for a 26-yarder. Kick is up. It's well good.
That kick looked a lot different than the extra point. Makes me think that possibly on the extra point there may have been a poor hold or snap, something that messed it up. But that was a beautiful kick by number 12, Will Gosselis, right through the upright. So 9-0 now. John Carroll about to kick off to St. Paul's.
Yeah, I mean, he got that kick all the way to the top of the upright. Definitely unexpectedly, but now the Patriots take the lead 9-0 over the Crusaders.
Okay, so again, not the start that the Crusaders wanted, but there's still a lot of game left. I think it was huge there that they kept John Carroll out of the end zone. So it is a 2-possession game, but 9-0 is a lot better than 13 or 14-0.
For sure, we're just going to see if, well, hopefully can get some good field positioning. We saw not the best last time, started about the 25, but I think this kick will be...
Expect this squib again.
It is exactly that. Forced to fall on it around the 32. Couldn't really pick it up cleanly. That's number 81 for the Crusaders, Carson Hiltner.
I think Hiltner fumbled that a little bit initially and, smartly fell on it. I also think he probably had more time than he thought and could have gotten upfield another 5 or 6 yards. But having the ball on the 32-yard line is better than having a turnover.
Yeah, a lot of those guys on kickoff, too, not exactly used to having the ball in their hands. Karsten, normally at this long snapper position, I mean, he does his job well. Now trips the offensive left side for Angelo Bartlett. Takes the snap straight back, handoff to West. And a loss of 2.
Zone run to the right there by West. He tried to bounce it outside. John Carroll defense did a good job holding the edge, making a tackle in the backfield for a loss of 1, 2nd and 11.
Yeah, it's Nate Shutt, third in tackles for the Patriots at that linebacker position. Definitely a great defensive player, already making plays now. 2nd and 11. 2 men in the backfield, that's Blue and West. Angelo Bartlett airs one way downfield towards Cooper on the sideline. Is incomplete.
Looking for Cooper on the fade there, matched up in single coverage. It was a good bid there by Angelo Bartlett, but an even better play by the John Carroll defensive back, number 3, Trey Peace.
Yeah, I mean, Cooper has been this go-to guy when the Crusaders are in need. The throw didn't look too bad there from Bartlett. Just a good defensive play, like you just said. Now trips to the offensive left side. Pressure onto Bartlett. And number 52, D'Angelo Trotter, picks up his 3rd sack of the season.
I think Angelo Bartlett wanted to throw the bubble there to Landon Blue in the flats. That was covered, and he just didn't get to his second read fast enough, and good pressure from the John Carroll defense.
Now Howdy Calhoun to punt.
Big punt here from Calhoun. Definitely don't want to give the John Carroll team the field position they've had. Great punt.
Actually, a great punt, straight, nearly over Schaffner. Schaffner now running to the right side. Gets it out to about the 43, a little bit farther than he would have liked, considering guys like Laster were there super early, just couldn't make the tackle.
Yeah, John Carroll set up a pretty good punt return block there to give Schaffner some room to get some positive yardage after catching that great punt from Calhoun. Sometimes those punts, the further they go, the harder they are to cover. So still, to be punting the ball from inside your own 20-yard line and still to have the opposing team start on in their own territory, I'd consider a win.
Yeah, Calhoun did a great job as well last week. A super windy game against Boys Latin. Did a good job of keeping it low, and it looks like he's kind of kept that strategy a little bit today. And a successful first punt, but not exactly a successful drive. Now 1st and 10 from the Patriots 44. Man in motion, that's Bell Bruno. Only makes it to the line of scrimmage.
Interesting, in this possession, St. Paul's has gone back to the defense they were running 2 weeks ago against John Carroll, where they have Hayden Myers walked up as kind of a stand-up defensive end. Spite is out of the game, and more traditional kind of 5-2 4-2 from Crusaders.
Handoff Schaffner straight up the gut. I believe Rashad Jones puts an end to it.
Rashad Jones and Bobby Cunningham there being tough in the middle of the defense. And again, with before the prior two possessions, Lyndon Barganski has been off the field because they brought in that extra defensive lineman. Now Lyndon is back on the field, and you have Hayden Myers kind of as a walk-up D-end from his linebacker position. This is the same defense the Crusaders played against John Carroll 2 weeks ago. Huge play here, 3rd and 9. Time for the Crusaders to get off the field.
Trip to the offensive right side. It's a low snap. Flag down on the play as well. But that man's tackled down at their own 29. We'll see what the flags have to hold.
I don't think that's a penalty flag. I think that's just a marker where the ball
was
fumbled.
I thought they were like blue.
But obviously a bad snap. Would have been great if the Crusaders could have hopped on that. But we'll still take the loss. Refs are discussing something. There was a Crusader defender, I think Johnny Miles, who kind of jumped on the John Carroll quarterback a little late, but he avoided landing on him. He's in a position where he could have really crushed him. It would have been not a very smart play for St. Paul's. But he laid off, so I really hope there's no flag there.
Yeah, that will bring an end to the first quarter.
Yeah, so now they're just walking it off to the other side of the field. I got a tough view of the clock here. I gotta look to the monitor on the right rather than our scoreboard. I thought there were 2 minutes left in the first quarter, so apologies, folks.
Now we'll be 4th and a mile, 4th and about 28 or something like that. And a punt expected from Westervelt himself.
Jeez, this kid does it all. High snap.
Westervelt recovers it, punt.
Fire.
Doesn't look so bad. Might they catch decent bounce, but out of bounds at the 35.
You know, in order to stay away from a roughing the punter penalty, St. Paul's often just tries to set up a punt return block rather than going after the punt, which is a strategy, quite frankly, I agree with. John Carroll was lucky that St. Paul's did not have a punt block on that time because it took Westervelt 3-4 seconds to gather that ball and then punt it. Maybe seeing that snap go high will cause St. Paul's to put on a little bit more of a block next time they force John Carroll to punt.
For sure, wouldn't be surprised. Now, West and Blue in the backfield. Handoff to Blue, straight up the middle. And a loss of 1.
Similar to the first play of the last drive for the Crusaders, just can't get any push up front and are forced to take a loss of 1, putting them in a tough position, 2nd and 11, especially with the inexperienced passer, Angwell Bartlett.
Now 2nd and 11. Definitely don't like to see this possession. Don't want to be forced to pass. Very similar formation as the last play. Rolls out towards the right side, looks for the short pass to West. Throw just a little bit behind the man.
Great play action fake there from Angwell Bartlett. Then he's able to roll to his right. You know, honestly, I would have loved to see him just tuck that. He had 3 guys in front of him. Might have been a good situation for him just to keep it and run that like a running back sweep to the right. Look for St. Paul's to come back to that.
Will be empty set for Angelo Bartlett. Trip to the right side. Coverage switches up, throw over the middle to Blue. First down, still on his feet. Incredible gain of 21 on the play for Landon Blue.
Great throw over the middle there. Unfortunately, it looks like it might be coming back. Carson Carolus was in the backfield with one of their defensive linemen. The call is, I believe, a personal foul. Personal foul face mask on St. Paul's.
Yeah, called a face mask onto the Crusaders. Didn't exactly see the scene, but that really stings. Now 3rd and 25.
So not only erases a 20-yard gain by Blue, but puts St. Paul's in 3rd and forever here. Come
Looks
out
like
with the
they're-
empty set again.
They're going to go for it all. I mean, I wouldn't have been surprised to see just a run and then a punt, but the Crusaders need it. Huge throw. Caught! I'm pretty sure he got that first down.
He might be about an inch short, but I wouldn't be surprised if St. Paul's goes for it. Cole Canther with the catch there. And it's a first down for St. Paul's. How about the senior Cole Canther going up to get that ball? The only reason he's in this game starting at slot receiver is because Angelo Bartlett is playing quarterback. A huge play from Cole there. And a great throw from Angelo Bartlett.
Now trips to this near side, empty set for Angelo Bartlett. Completion to West, and another first down.
Love that play from the Crusaders. Empty set again. West just going across the middle for the short throw. Keep making it easy on Jackson there. West catches it, picks up the first down.
3rd empty set in a row. Looks like the exact same play. Angelo Bartlett tucks it for himself. Takes a hit, but gain of 7.
Crusaders have found a little momentum with this empty backfield, basically trying to get their athletes in space against John Carroll linebackers. When you spread everybody out like that, unless John Carroll makes a bunch of subs and puts a bunch of defensive backs in the field, you're going to get some matchups. There, Angelo Bartlett couldn't find anybody, but he's able to use his athleticism to pick up 6 yards. Same set.
Now 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4. Fake handoff, and Bartlett takes it for himself up the middle. No first down converted, but down 1 yard or 2 yards short of that first down marker.
Crusaders put West in speed motion there and faked the handoff to him, and then Angelo Bartlett kept it. One thing to look for is with Jackson's lack of experience at quarterback, he's not as good at faking handoffs as Eli Livingston or more experienced quarterbacks. So some of those misdirection plays might not work as well as they could. Something he'll probably get better on as the game goes along, believe it or not.
It's like same play. Throw over the middle, complete to Blue, first down.
They basically ran the opposite play they ran to West on the second play of this drive. Again, just getting it to Blue in open space. Both times with West and Blue, kind of a shoestring tackle has kept it from being a much larger gain. First down, though, for St. Paul's, we'll definitely take that. Continuing with the empty set.
I mean, it's been working pretty well now, 1st and 10. Bartlett drops back.
That's a late hit. That's a late hit. That's a late hit.
West, fortunately, incomplete pass. Thought might have got the late hit call, but no.
Again, same concept. Blue and West going across the field for a short pass. West is going to tell you that he should have caught that ball.
2nd and 10 from the 32-yard line.
A little bit of confusion in the huddle there. Play clock still has plenty of time, though. Away from the empty set, West in the backfield. Oh, and the flinch by Crusader offensive line. Okay, so 2nd and 15 here for St. Paul's on the John Carroll 37. Probably looking, as long as we can get positive yardage on the next 2 plays, or small chunks at least, probably looking at 4-down territory. So we don't need to get it all in this one play.
Very similar formation to the last. Angelo Bartlett drops straight back. Throw way downfield to Cooper. It's caught. Touchdown, Crusaders. What a throw. Hits him right where he was supposed to.
John Carroll, I think, was in a zero coverage there because that ball was thrown right down the middle, and Cooper was able to run under it in a post pattern. What an impressive drive from Angelo Bartlett, the inexperienced quarterback. They put a lot on his plate in that drive. He's given the ball in an empty set probably 8 or 9 times and expected to throw it. What a pass, what a touchdown for St. Paul's.
Quinn Clark gets good for the extra point as Cooper picks up his 10th receiving touchdown on the season, has been this go-to receiver. And he's,
got a little chippy between the offensive and defensive lines there after the extra point. Obviously, emotions running high here in this playoff game. Didn't cross a line there, but definitely something to keep an eye on. In a game of momentum, St. Paul's has the momentum, but they got to make sure to keep their head, keep their cool, continue to execute, and it starts by executing a good kick and coverage with the very dangerous Olszewski and Schaffner back to return.
Yeah, I mean, Crusaders...
I'm sorry, not Olszewski. Peace back to return.
Crusaders are probably looking at another drive before this quarter ends, and a big stop here, and a huge hit from Myers. Myers puts an end to the return before it even really gets started, and another successful kick.
Great kick there by Daniel. On the third hop, it just hung up in the air, which gave the Crusader coverage team an extra second to get down there, and then a fantastic tackle by Myers.
Now Patriots starting from their own 28 for a change.
So let's see what defense St. Paul's comes out with. looks like, yeah, they're back to the Myers as a stand-up DN rather than the five-man front.
Handoff Schaffner. Up the middle, tackle made. Johnny Miles and Liam Barganski, sorry.
Yeah, a little bit too, not a bad play by the Crusader defense, but a little bit of a push from the John Carroll offensive line for 3 or 4 yards.
It will be 2nd and 6. 2 men in the backfield yet again. Man in motion, that's Bell Bruno. Incredible tackle by Myers, wraps him up by the feet. Loss of 4.
Ojewski there on the run. Myers from his stand-up D-end position holds the edge, breaks through and makes the low tackle. Fantastic play. That's 2 wonderful tackles by Myers on the last 2 plays. 3rd and 11. Look no further than number 8, James Westerveld here. I'm sure Modest and Westerveld here is split out at the bottom of your screen or the defensive right side. Laster on him, Cooper over the top. They're looking to isolate him.
Shovel pass to Schaffner, straight up the middle. He's got one more blocker downfield and a first down converted. Tackle finally made by Landon Blue after a gain of 15.
Great call there by the John Carroll offensive coordinator. I think the Crusader defense was thinking exactly what I was thinking. All eyes on Westervelt there, and just a speed motion, speed sweep. Schaffner made a great cut up the middle and got the first down. Tip of the cap there.
Back to a more familiar formation. Schaffner trying to get this left side. Runs into Johnny Miles and a flag down.
Could be a face mask. I hope it's a hold. That was fantastic team defense from St. Paul's. Wheeler held the edge and everyone else pursued. I was actually watching an NFL game last week where they were talking about the 3 keys to stopping the run are creating a wall from the defensive line, so not allowing any large gaps in the middle. Then when the running back bounces it out, holding the edge. So create a wall, hold an edge, and then the third is hats to the football, swarm the football, lots of guys tackling. That's exactly what you saw from the Crusader defense there. Bonus there, holding penalty on John Carroll, so they're backed up. It'll be first down again, but it's 1st and 20.
1st and 20 from their own 33, it looks. And Westervelt jumps super early, pushing them back even farther. Looked like a lot of moving parts with that call before the snap, and only takes one man to get a little confused now.
This is a huge play for St. Paul's. They want another negative or no gain. Don't give John Carroll a thought that they can get the first down.
1st and 25. Modest in the pocket, got pressure on him. Oh! Nearly intercepted. It honestly looked to me like an offensive pass interference. Wrapped up his arm, but doesn't get the call.
Great coverage, great pressure there by Karan Wheeler. Wonderful coverage from Will Cole. And it did look like his arm was being held by the John Carroll offensive player. So he only had one arm up to try and make that pick. He almost still came down with it. Overall, good defensive play by the Crusaders. 2nd and 25.
Good pressure from this defensive line. Here's Schaffner yet again over to the right side. Runs into his own man. Big gain, but it's still going to be about 3rd and 12 here.
Yeah, a real positive play from John Carroll there to give them, I wouldn't say 3rd and manageable, but 3rd and possible on that sweep. I talked on the last sweep about holding the edge. We were not able to hold the edge there. Karan Wheeler got blocked inside. and Schaffner was able to find some grass and pick up a 14-yard gain. 3rd and 11. Not sure it's 4-down territory unless it's a 4th and 1 or 4th and inches.
Trips to the offensive left side. Modeste in the pocket, throw over the middle. Incredible play, Justice Laster. Incomplete.
Number 11, Buster Barger was open there for a second, and then Laster closed on him and made a fantastic play on the football. Justice Laster is no longer the unsung hero of this defense. He is the sung hero after those 2 great plays today.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen him all year, been a consistent starter, just hasn't had his name out there a whole lot. But a great play to deny the first down. Crusaders will have plenty of time, 5 minutes and some change. And the play called dead and a flag on the play.
Oh, no. So the call there is offsides. Someone on the defensive line, based on his palms up expression, which I may or may not have seen in class sometimes from Rashad Jones, I think it may have been him, offsides.
Now still expected to punt, just gives him a few extra yards. Will be Westervelt. Play
What's going on now?
called dead yet again.
Okay, timeout by John Carroll. So let's just quickly break down the St. Paul's defense on those last 2 possessions, which obviously went a lot better than the first 2. Basically St. Paul scrapped the game plan they had coming into the game with Spite in the game and 5 defensive linemen, with Wheeler kind of shadowing Westervelt from his defensive end spot. They've gone back to what they did 2 weeks ago, with Wheeler still shadowing Westervelt, still adjusting to where the tight end is, but Hayden Myers being kind of a stand-up defensive end and bringing a safety into the game, and have had success with that. It will be interesting to see where that goes. So 4th and 7 here, John Carroll to punt.
It's a much better snap this time. It's a high punt, doesn't honestly make it too far, gets a decent bounce, and it will be down at the 24-yard line. Crusaders will have to go quite the distance, but they'll have as much time as they need, you would think.
Yeah, in an ideal world here, we're 5:10 left. In an ideal world, St. Paul's would be able to put a drive together and also kill some clock and maybe end the half with points and then get the 2-for-1 deal where they get the ball back to start the second half. All starts with getting positive yardage on first down, not putting themselves in any holes.
Empty set yet again. We saw majority of the last drive. Trips to the offensive right side. 1st and 10 from the 24. Angelo Bartlett finds Landon Blue. It's a little bit scary. Blue breaks the tackle. Picks up the first down. That was scary when the ball came out of his hands.
Bartlett threw that ball into traffic. Blue came up with it, broke a tackle, and ran 12 yards. Now, it's not rocket science here. You're lining up Blue and West on opposite sides of the field and saying, they're faster than the guys who are covering them. Run them across the field and try and make the catch. Be interesting to see how John Carroll adjusts. Going away from empty with 2 men in the backfield on this play.
1st and 10. No handoff. Angelo Bartlett throws downfield to Cooper. It's caught. 17-yard completion to Cooper.
Play action fake there. We saw that play earlier in the game where Angelo Bartlett made a poor throw to West in the flat. That time he held onto the ball a little bit longer and found Cooper on the deep out route. Angelo Bartlett is just getting more and more comfortable with each play. It's great to see.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't really guess he's that inexperienced of a quarterback if you just started watching this game. Now trips to the offensive left side, 1st and 10 from the 45. Angelo Bartlett finds a gap up the middle, nearly picks up that first down, gain of about 8 on forward progress.
That was a fake zone right, and then Angelo Bartlett's supposed to take it to the left. John Carroll had it well defended, and Angelo Bartlett was able to cut back and get some yards on his own.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as he tucked the ball, he looked to his left, saw 2 guys standing right there waiting for him, makes the heads-up play, and it pays off now, 2nd and 2. From the Patriots' 37-yard line. Maybe gain of 1.
That was basically the same play the opposite way. I don't know if it was called or whether it was a read from Angelo Bartlett, and honestly, it could have been a missed handoff. So didn't really look right from the beginning. 3rd and 2, probably looking at 4-down territory. I'm not sure with only 3.5 minutes left in the half whether it might play a conservative if we don't pick it up here.
Split receivers. Angelo Bartlett drops straight back, got some pressure on him in the pocket.
Pushed him down. Yes.
And
Okay.
got the flag. It is
Interception.
intercepted for now. Man runs it back to the 45, but Cooper got shoved to the ground before that interception, and that is 100% going back.
Getting a little chippy here again on the sideline. The referee had an exchange with Bobby Cunningham there. And I don't know whether he's being asked to sit out for a play or not. Cunningham is going back to the huddle. I haven't seen a call yet. Yes, definitely pass interference. One thing about that play, John Carroll brought 3 separate men on the blitz. And Angelo Bartlett was able to step up and deliver a good ball. Without the pass interference, that ball is caught. So great job by the Crusader offensive line. Even better job by Angelo Bartlett to step up and make a good throw there.
We see Wheeler come in for this offensive line. Haven't seen it that much this season at all.
Wheeler, tight end on the left.
Angelo Bartlett, pocket collapses on him. Goes down, loss of about 5 or 4.
Angelo Bartlett's helmet came off on that play, so he's actually going to be forced to go out of the game for a play. For the 2nd and 15.
It will be number 19, Sage Gordon. And
Sage Gordon comes in for the play here. 2nd and 15. Sophomore backup quarterback. Expect something relatively simple here. Maybe a handoff to West. Unfortunately, John Carroll might know that as well.
yeah, I believe that is what we'll see. Other news, Wheeler out at the receiver position. Handoff to West. West breaks up the middle.
For a touchdown anyway.
Touchdown, Crusaders. Lamar West.
Fantastic blocking. They ran to Karan Wheeler at tight end there. Fantastic job on the left side of the offensive line. Then West finding the cutback lane to run for the touchdown. And this sounds silly because all he did was hand the ball off, but that's a big play from Austin Gordon. Playoff game, backup quarterback, sophomore, no real game experience all year, to get that snap cleanly and give a good handoff to West, who did the rest. Great job by St. Paul's.
Yeah, I see you said Austin Gordon. Sage Gordon.
Sage Gordon, sorry.
Austin Gordon, if you don't know, used to be starting quarterback for the Crusaders. His brother, obviously, and not surprised you got him confused here, but Sage Gordon might be obviously after Eli Livingston leaves the program to play baseball at University of Maryland, Sage Gordon might just be the next guy up, following the footsteps of his brother, but...
Yeah, sorry. My apologies to Sage. Shout out to Austin, who's probably watching this out west, where he's actually a student assistant coach. I'm drawing a blank on the team. I think it's Arizona State, maybe Arizona, but Arizona State. But great job there, Sage. Sorry for confusing you. You're much cooler than your older brother.
Now just a 3-minute drive for the Crusaders. The Patriots will have 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and I believe 2 timeouts to get it done. A good kick recovered at the 18, finds a gap. Great tackle made by Aiden Gilmer.
Good tackle there by Gilmer. John Carroll's return team did set up a nice return there, some good blocking, so they will have decent field possession here. We're looking at 2 minutes and 16 seconds. I believe John Carroll has used 1 timeout. Yep, so they have 2 timeouts. Be interesting to see what they try and do here. Whether they gamble a little bit through the air or see if they can pick up some chunk plays on the ground and then look to speed it up through the air. Definitely not a time for St. Paul's to let up here.
Yeah, Crusaders find their first lead of the game, leading by 5. Now, empty set for Modeste. And a flag down. Was that delay of game? Confusion. Modeste was looking at his coaches on the sideline. Doesn't get the snap off in time. And now, fortunate for the Crusaders, 1st and 15.
Westervelt, normally the tight end, is split towards us. And
That's where Modeste is looking. Pocket collapse on him. Is able to escape. Wheeler's on his back. And gain of 5 on the rush. Maybe 4.
St. Paul's is not having the success they'd like from their pass rush when John Carroll goes empty. Great coverage there by the St. Paul's defensive backs and linebackers, though.
It's loud here yet again on Tulai. Crusaders would love a big stop. Hit made. Lyndon Barganski. Great tackle. Loss of 2 yards on the play now. Will be 3rd and 14.
John Carroll looking for just kind of a quick screen there in space. Great read by Barganski. Even greater hit. And it looks like St. Paul's being aggressive here. Called a timeout. 3rd and 15. St. Paul's is hoping to get a stop on this next play and get the ball back yet again.
Lyndon Barganski, picks up his first tackle for loss of the season, his 24th total tackle, so he's definitely been a big contributor out at this linebacker position. The sophomore obviously sees his brother at his same position as a senior, and I think, Liam being statistically more prominent on this team, I think that's where Lyndon is headed in his future years in this St. Paul's football program.
Yeah, 2 very talented, athletic guys, and 2 guys who are super passionate about football.
3rd and 14.
Last time they were in this position, John Carroll ran a speed sweep with Schaffner. Wouldn't be surprised to see it again, or at least that motion.
It's not. Modeste. Pocket collapse on him. Throws it, and it's incomplete. The Crusaders, that timeout might have just paid off. Now they'll have somewhere around a minute 30, minute 40, and I believe 2 more timeouts.
Yeah, 1 minute 47 seconds. This might be the time, based on the snapping issues that John Carroll has had, this might be the time where St. Paul's chooses to go after the punt. At the same time, if we can just get a normal return and have the ball on the John Carroll, on our own 35, 40-yard line, that's pretty good too.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't really appear Barganski's going after it, doesn't quite find it. A huge punt. Blue has to track back, catches it around the 20, has 0 blockers. Does a good job of picking up that 10 or 12 yards now. A minute 37 and 2 timeouts for the Crusaders.
Really good punt there from John Carroll, but St. Paul's could have done a much better job blocking there. I really hope there's practice this week preparing for the championship game, and I promise you the St. Paul's coaching staff is going to be showing that play and saying that we need a little bit more effort on special teams. Great effort by Blue to do what he could with the ball, but really no blocking from St. Paul's.
Now, Crusaders, minute 37. They don't have to rush too much. I believe 2 timeouts in the bag, but they can't dilly-dally too much. Play called dead.
Jeez.
False start. On to the Crusaders.
I think that's the second or third offensive false start by St. Paul's. I'm not close enough to hear, and I haven't been at practice this week, but different quarterbacks have different kind of rhythms to their cadence. So sometimes when you are playing with a new quarterback, if you're an offensive lineman that you're used to getting a jump off the ball, just that split-second difference in a rhythm or the speed of a cadence can mess you up a little bit.
Very similar formation as the last play. Angelo Bartlett in the pocket, throw over the middle to Cantor. It's dangerous and incomplete.
Good job by Angelo Bartlett stepping up in the pocket there. Probably an ill-advised throw, though. There were 3 Patriot defenders right around Cole Cantor. Brings up a 2nd and 15. Karan Wheeler checking into the game. Looking like St. Paul's will go with the tight end package here. You can quickly go from, trying to drive it down the field and save clock to, wow, with 2 incompletions here, we don't want to have to give the ball back to John Carroll. So look for a quick screen or kind of simple play here.
Yeah, it is a handoff to West. Doesn't really get too much. Gain of 4.
And John Carroll uses a timeout.
And now John Carroll's looking to be able to get the ball back, I presume.
1:24 left in the half. And I don't know whether that was I believe that was John Carroll's 2nd timeout.
Yes.
I need to start writing this down because I don't think I've done color on a game where I haven't wondered about how many timeouts the other team has.
Yeah.
I apologize. But John Carroll does have 1 timeout left. So interesting strategy here. For St. Paul's, 1:24 left, 3rd and 11. Do you throw the ball and try and pick up the first down and continue to be aggressive down the field with the risk of an incompletion and having to punt it back to John Carroll with a timeout in their pocket? Or do you run the ball, force John Carroll to use that last timeout, and then you're punting it to them with about 1:10 left, and they have no timeouts?
Yeah, I mean, appears that the Crusaders are going for the first option. They're looking at the first down here. Trips to the offensive left side. Angelo Bartlett steps up in the pocket. Complete. First down. Lamar West. Gain of 18.
Great confidence there by Coach Neil Keenan in Jackson Angelo Bartlett in his Crusader offense to throw the ball. Angelo Bartlett's throw was a little bit behind West, and he made a great adjustment and a great catch and run. So now we're looking at 1st and 10 for St. Paul's with 1:17 left, and they have 1 timeout left.
I mean, it's been great to see from the Crusaders after an unlucky or an unfortunate first possession or 2 and defense not being able to get a stop. It's been great to see them bounce back, find 2 scores, and keep their heads high now. All the momentum in the Crusaders' favor, driving with a minute 20.
Okay, so you figure the Crusader field goal range, you probably need to get down to about the 15 or 20 yard line to give Clark a chance. Probably what they're thinking here.
Empty set yet again. That one batted down before the throw really gets out by number 50, Parker Miller.
Great job there by Miller. Couldn't quite get to Angelo Bartlett, but got his hands up and knocked it down. There was a second there where I thought that was going to deflect off his shoulder pad straight into his chest. Lucky to come away with just the incompletion for St. Paul's. You know, the more and more St. Paul's runs this empty set, I think the more and more comfortable John Carroll will get with defending it. But if they can't stop it, keep going to it.
2nd and 10. Throw nearly intercepted by Schaffner. Dangerous throw towards Canther. And it's incomplete. 3rd and 10 from the 49.
Angelo Bartlett trying to squeeze that ball in on the seam route from Canther. Schaffner came up from his safety position. St. Paul's lucky. He didn't come away with an interception, and also lucky Schaffner didn't have the ball in open space looking to take it the other way. Something you don't see much. Hayden Myers just checked in to the game on offense. Slot to the right here.
Wow.
I'm sniffing out screen pass to Cooper right here. And Myers is in there to block better.
I wouldn't be surprised, but
He's
running
out.
Running a route, nearly intercepted yet again. Sheesh, Nate Shutt bats it down now. Crusaders will be punting the ball away. Didn't force John Carroll to take the timeout. They will have a minute and a timeout.
Yeah, some dangerous passes there by Angelo Bartlett. But, you know, I do like his confidence. I do like that he's getting rid of the ball. I do like that he's not second-guessing himself and holding on to it. St. Paul's punt team is short a man here. Johnny Miles jogs onto the field. This is a big snap and punt here for St. Paul's. Great
Calhoun.
snap.
Not a bad punt.
Don't touch it. Let it go every second. Don't touch the... No.
Finn Rensing downs it around the 18-yard line.
Sounds like a small detail there, but if you don't touch that ball and you just let it roll to a stop, wait for the refs to blow the whistle, and then you pick it up and hand it to him, it's an extra 4 or 5 seconds. I know it's a little nitpicky here. There are only 57 seconds left, and John Carroll has a timeout, so every second counts.
1st and 10 from their own 18-yard line is the Patriots. Modest handoff to Schaffner. Schaffner over to the right side. Tackle made Lyndon Barganski. And a gain of 7 or 8.
John Carroll looking to just start the drive with a positive play, get the clock running, and get into their hurry up.
No huge urgency. Handoff Schaffner yet again. Jones gets a little piece of him early and no gain. A loss of 1 or 2 will be 3rd and 3.
Interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if John Carroll takes this all the way into the half.
Yeah,
That's
I wouldn't
what
be
they're
too surprised. That will conclude the first half. Incredible play from the Crusaders so far. Crusaders lead 14-9, and we'll be back after a short break for half. And we're back for the second half here on 2 Live Field. Crusaders lead the Patriots 14-9. We've got about a minute 30 till we're going to get set for play, but what do you think about that first half here?
Yeah, the Crusader defense has been really impressive. Save the first drive where John Carroll went down the field with some great catches from Westervelt. St. Paul's defense has really not given up much. They gave up about 15 yards when St. Paul's turned the ball over at their own 40 and John Carroll had the field goal. So save the first drive, and then even holding John Carroll to a field goal was a win on the second drive. The Crusader defense has been excellent. For the Crusader offense, the story of the game has definitely been Jackson Angelo-Bartlett and the success St. Paul's has had through the air. I don't think that was something in the game plan for St. Paul's. Honestly, if they could have run the ball all half, they probably would have. Don't be surprised to see them go back to trying to run the ball and establishing the run in the second half. But Jackson Angelo-Bartlett has shown himself to be very capable of dropping back, getting comfortable in the pocket, stepping up, and delivering a pass. At the same time, he did throw some dangerous passes, especially near the end of that second half, and John Carroll was not able to hold on to some very interceptable, if that's a word, balls. So hopefully Jackson can be a little bit more careful with the ball in the second half. St. Paul's can establish a little bit more of the run game, and the St. Paul's defense can continue their stout play up front, bottling up Schaffner for minimal gains, and lead St. Paul's to a victory.
Couldn't have said it better. The Crusaders are going to start with the first possession of the second half as well. They denied the Patriots points in the entirety of the second quarter, if I'm not mistaken. Wow, they scored 14, and now they're going to get the ball straight back and hopefully go to work this offense. Like you said, Angelo-Bartlett has been showing up with the passing game. Don't want to say completely unexpected, but definitely, well, better than I expected. I'm sure better than a lot of other people expected as well.
Yeah, some real mental toughness shown there from St. Paul's in the first half. Fell behind 9-0 very quickly, I think 6 or 7 minutes into the game, and then fought back, got some stops, and were able to score on 2 consecutive drives there in the second quarter. In this second half, there likely will be another setback. And, based on this team and the toughness they've shown throughout the year, thanks in large part to the incredible senior leadership that they have, I expect St. Paul's to respond.
Now, Blue and West spotted far back for the Crusaders, but I'm hopeful it won't make it this far. No, it will be that. The high kick towards West. He's got a few blockers in front of him, surveying his options, tries to get this right side, breaks 1 tackle, runs out to about the 30. Not a half bad return from West.
Change of pace there from the John Carroll kicking team. Actually went with a deep kick. It landed at about the 10 or 15 yard line. West had a pretty good run, a little bit too much east to west running there, but that was also because of good coverage from the John Carroll kickoff unit. 1st and 10 for St. Paul's at their own 30-yard line.
Now, Myers, yet again, we saw at the very end of the second half go out and actually run a route or two. We have him yet again, handoff to Blue, up the middle, gain of 2.
Decent initial push from the Crusader offensive line there, but no real hole created. So Blue's only able to pick up 2 or 3 yards. I think a solid 3 yards. 2nd and 7.
Yeah, we'll be. Well, it's been interesting today to see who fills Angelo-Bartlett's missing role in this receiving core. It's been a different guys throughout the day, but yes, empty set for Angelo-Bartlett. Trips to the offensive left side. He's looking over the middle to Cooper, intercepted by Schaffner. Schaffner still on his feet, out to the 20, and I saw exactly where he was trying to throw it, and I saw Schaffner ready for that ball.
Yeah, Schaffner dropped to his hook to curl zone there. Engel Bartlett kind of stared down the receiver, did not see Schaffner, and Schaffner picked it off. Is something I mentioned just before the half, that there were some dangerous passes from Jackson near the end of that first half, and John Carroll was not able to take advantage of them. This time they are, and they start with the ball on the Crusader 20-yard line.
Unfortunate. Schaffner picks up his second interception of the season. Right back to work at the running back position. Hand off to Schaffner. Tackle made. That's West.
Gain of about 4 yards for John Carroll. Kind of going back to their bread and butter here. Trying to get the ball to Schaffner and control the game through the run.
Schaffner lined up directly behind the quarterback. Run up the middle yet again. Gain of only about 1, if that. Now looking at 3rd and 5.
Seen this a lot today where John Carroll puts number 24, Chase Holiday, in motion and then actually runs away from him. He's often used as a lead blocker, but many times today, John Carroll has kind of used him as a decoy. He's going to the left of the offensive line, and Schaffner runs to the right. Not sure what's going on here. The refs talking to Coach Keenan.
Hey, is anybody flying that drone over the field?
No. Someone else has
Anybody?
Looks like
It's not St. Paul's, no.
looks like there might be a drone or something over the field. I don't see it.
Yeah, I see it right around their 40-yard line. It's going up now, but some confusion. Not exactly sure who exactly is flying it, but that is not allowed, I believe.
Can't say I've ever seen this in a game before. So we're looking at 3rd and 5. We did see John Carroll hit a successful field goal in the first half. So they are in field goal range here. Down 5 early in the half. Wouldn't be surprised for them to try and kick a field goal if they don't get any yardage here. But if they get it down to a 4th and 1, 4th and 2, I expect it to be 4-down territory.
I mean, we're going to have to get set for play before this problem with the drone gets resolved, I suppose.
Okay, 3rd and 5. I don't know if we knew who the mystery flyer was, but hopefully they got away from our airspace.
Modeste takes the snap straight back, handoff to Schaffner. I believe picks up the first down, gets down to about the 5.
Pretty simple play there from John Carroll. Just give it to your best athlete right up the middle. Get a push from the offensive line. 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. I feel like we're in that mode where we need a negative play from St. Paul's. I don't expect John Carroll to really give us that opportunity. I expect the next 2-3 plays to be run straight at us.
Man in motion, that's Bell Bruno now. Olszewski is in there. Touchdown. Patriots taking the lead yet again, 15-14, as the Crusaders can't get the stop.
Chase Holiday, for the second time today, near the goal line, takes a ball, breaks it to the outside, and scores a touchdown. John Carroll will be going for 2 here to try and make the score, to try and go up by a field goal, 17-14. this is a huge play in the course of the game.
Yeah, we see
Teams will often practice 2-point plays throughout the week, so they're set on what they're doing.
takes the snap directly. Wheeler looked like he was on him, and I don't think they got it.
No.
Westervelt takes the direct snap.
Again, so teams will practice 2-point conversion plays, and they try and run plays that, you know, the defense maybe hasn't seen. And I have not seen Modeste take the ball on a quarterback lead power play. Karan Wheeler was completely unblocked there, stepped up, actually partially missed the tackle, but the rest of the Crusader defense was there to rally around the ball and get the stop on that very important 2-point conversion. So 15-14 now. John Carroll needs St. Paul's to put together a drive here.
Yeah, it will be 9:15 on the clock after, well, the Crusaders unfortunately have the turnover, and it doesn't eat up too much clock. Gonna have, hopefully, a healthy possession. A high, long kick, caught it at the 20 by West. Tackled by the first man he really runs into at the 30-yard line.
Similar kick, similar return as the last kickoff for John Carroll. It'll be St. Paul's ball on their own 32-yard line. Interesting to see what the Crusaders come out and do here. Again, I think they're going to try and go back to the run. The empty set has been successful, but you only have so many plays to run out of that set that John Carroll's going to get more and more comfortable with it.
Handoff West up the middle, finds a little gap gain of about 8.
Great opening play there by the Crusaders. Great push from their opening line and a good hard run from Lamar West.
Now will be 2nd and 1 from the 41-yard line.
See Meyer continue out there as slot. I wonder if there was an injury to Cole Cantor because I've not seen him.
Yeah, I was looking for him on the sideline. I saw a play called dead.
Oh. Call's going to be offsides, lining up in the neutral zone by John Carroll. It's going to be 5 yards and get St. Paul's the first down.
What I did see earlier, Cole Cantor, after it was an incomplete ball towards him, took a little hit and started grabbing his arm, shoulder area, and didn't immediately leave the field, but left short thereafter and has not returned to the sideline to my knowledge. So now, who was Cole Cantor already in for Angelo Bartlett at the receiver position now.
Definitely something to keep an eye on, if not just for the fact that Meyer is playing every defensive snap as well.
Handoff to Blue. Runs into a wall after about 2 yards.
St. Paul's pulled their left guard and tackle there on that play to try and get the run going to the right. John Carroll's defensive line held their ground pretty well, and Blue was only able to get 3 yards. But again, 3 or 4 yards play after play is something this Crusader offense will take, even though we got away from that tendency in the first half.
Trips the offensive left side. Angelo Bartlett takes it for himself. Picks up 4 or 5. Will be 3rd and 2.
Angelo Bartlett with that pull from West and then keeping it himself. Again, kind of facing a defender on the left and then cutting it back to the right, putting his head down and getting a good hard 5 yards. 3rd and 2.
Very similar, or no. split receivers. 3rd and 2, handoff West, no. We are probably...
Looked like the John Carroll linebacker there, number 10, Joe Cho, blitzed the A-gap and was able to be successful.
See, I thought we were going to see a punt, but now I'm inclined to think that they're going to try to drum off sides, get the automatic first down, but I mean, you don't really want to.
Yeah. Rashad Jones checked in at offensive line, and Karan Wheeler checked in at tight end. Gutsy, aggressive play call here by Coach Neil Keenan.
Handoff West, one man breaks through. West picks up the first down, still on his feet. Flag down, I believe.
I saw that block and thought it looked questionable, but it took forever to get the flag out.
Yeah.
I don't understand. The flag didn't come out until after West had been tackled. If there was a hold, it happened right at the beginning of the run. Disappointing result there. Good hard run from West, and it's a shame that a call has to get in the way of that first down.
Now lined up for the punt will be 4th and 10.
The Patriots came after the last punt. Not so much here.
Punt lands around the 30, rolls out at the 28. Not too bad of a punt, but not exactly what Calhoun was looking for there, I presume.
Okay, time for the Crusader defense to reset here and get back to what they were doing in the second quarter. They were put in a tough position with a turnover on their own 20-yard line. Now they have a much more fair field position. John Carroll starting on their own 28. Need to show some toughness and stop the run here.
Now, 5 minutes, 45 seconds, and the Patriots 1st and 10 from the 28. Handoff Schaffner up the middle. Great tackle made, Rashad Jones and company.
Rashad Jones, Johnny Miles, Bobby Cunningham, great job building that wall in the center of the field there, plugging the A and B gaps. Schaffner just had nowhere to go.
Schaffner gets the shovel pass over to the right side. Think he got the first down there.
Yeah, John Carroll there with the slot and the tight end just outnumbered St. Paul's to their defensive left. Karan Wheeler was double teamed. Lamar West was blocked, and no edge was created. And Schaffner, as quick as he is able to pick up 11 yards. Something the Crusaders have done relatively well today, not so on that play.
Schaffner yet again up the middle this time. Finds a gap, picks up, I think, another first down. He's going to get a push here and a gain of 11, and the play is called dead. You got to give it to him. Before this game started, last game, I should say, broke that 1,000 rushing yards, which obviously an incredible feat in high school football now. Definitely closer to 1,100 in this game has been that go-to option for John Carroll and doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. Schaffner yet again up the middle, breaks through. Gain of 19 or 18. It's the Schaffner show.
John Carroll's offensive line is kind of showing their will on the Crusader defensive line, getting a push up there, creating holes. You know, the number of Crusader two-way starters right now might be coming to show.
Modeste Drops back this time. Intercepted by
Wheeler!
Wheeler! Go! He's got one guy to beat inside the 30. Karan Wheeler! Touchdown, Crusaders!
Oh my gosh. Just what the Crusaders needed. Karan Wheeler from his defensive end position jumps up to deflect the pass from Modeste. Doesn't just deflect it, catches it, and then outruns a John Carroll wide receiver to the end zone. What a play from Karan. Exactly what St. Paul's needed.
Holy cow. I mean, John Carroll just can't catch a break. Last time we played him as well, we saw big man Bobby Cunningham get the pick six. Now Wheeler intercepts that ball right around the 50. If not our own 45, takes it to the house, and that is incredible. Putting the Crusaders up yet again. Timeout taken by Coach Keenan.
Some confusion on the extra point there. What players, what personnel should have been on the field, and Coach Keenan's forced to use a timeout. You know, not something he's going to be happy about, not really excusable, but when you have that exciting a play and your defense scores, your offensive line, who usually is the main part of extra point block, isn't kind of ready to run on the field, almost forgetting that, yes, we scored a touchdown, and even though it was a defensive touchdown, we still have to kick an extra point. Coach Keenan uses a timeout. Hopefully they'll be able to produce the point here.
Yeah, I mean, it's shaping up to be a super close game, but the energy from the fans, from the students, especially here on Tulai, is really unmatched. I mean, we've been, kind of earlier in the season, didn't have as big a turnouts, but now later they realized, well, our team is kind of a force to be reckoned with this season. You can count on a win, a big turnout today.
And you know what? The reason why Coach Keenan used that timeout, given the score, he's looking to go for 2. I should have picked up on that.
Definitely going up by 6 doesn't do you all that much good. 7 is definitely preferable. Handoff to West, and doesn't appear that he will get really anywhere close.
John Carroll kind of sold out to the run there, got in the backfield, and stopped West. I'm hoping 2 points that doesn't come into play.
You know,
Looks like a
Crusaders.
flag is thrown on the Crusader sideline, against the Crusader sideline. It's a sideline warning. Often referees will throw that flag as kind of a, hey, coach, stop yelling at me. I'm not afraid to throw a personal foul, but instead I'll just throw a sideline warning, which is technically no yardage. But if it happens again, I'm going to flag you for 15. You can see the ref talking with Coach Keenan right now. I think Coach Keenan is upset because Rashad Jones and another player on John Carroll got into it a little bit at the end of that extra point try, and Rashad Jones's helmet was ripped off. I'm guessing that's what Coach Keenan is most upset about.
Now will be Austin Daniel to kick off. He's been pretty consistent so far today. And now will be him yet again.
Going back to that Wheeler pick, John Carroll had success running the ball over and over again, and tried to get a big play off of play action, maybe overthought themselves a little bit, and a huge play by Karan.
We're covered around the 28. Barganski gets some contact early, and that man does only makes about 4 yards. Yeah, I mean, we're not incentivizing the Patriots to throw the ball at all. We're giving up the yards on the rush. Obviously, we did a few times on their last drive, gave up some big rushing plays. First pass they attempt, picked off. It's definitely not definitely not incentivizing them to continue throwing the ball.
Interesting to see if they have the same success running the ball that they have had in the second half, now that the momentum and kind of energy has switched a little bit.
For sure, another blatant rush formation. Schaffner up the middle. Picks up about 5.
Especially after the result of that last pass play. And yes, unless we're looking at 3rd and long, I don't expect to see the ball go in the air.
Now 2nd and 5. Similar formation of sorts. Now handoff Olszewski. And no gain, a loss of 1 if any.
Great job by the Crusader defensive there to hold their positions. Look, I'm not sure who ended up making the tackle.
3rd and 5, Crusaders definitely should expect another run yet again. So they can't entirely rule out the pass, but it's lined up to be another running play. 3rd and 5 from the 40. In the pocket, throws over the middle. Cooper bats it down, incomplete.
Again, great coverage from the Crusader defensive backs. Modeste was looking to throw the deep fade. Blue took that away. Then he turned to a curl. Cooper had a great break on that ball and knocked it away. John Carroll offensive line has done well in pass protection today. But wait for Johnny Miles or Karan Wheeler to come through with a big sack later on.
4th and 5 will be Westervelt the punt.
Oh, it's a shaky
Westervelt,
punt.
not a great punt. Doesn't get the best bounce either. Down at the 39-yard line.
Only about a 23 or 24-yard punt. It will be Crusader football at their own 39. It feels like it's been a long time since the Crusaders had the ball, with John Carroll having kind of an extended drive, and then us picking it off, running back the other way, and then John Carroll running some plays. So hopefully at least those guys that don't play two ways are well rested.
For sure now. One man in the backfield trips the offensive right side. Handoff West, got a man right on him. That's number 10.
John Carroll really, when West is in the backfield, they're committing extra guys to the box and just expecting it to go through him. It has been, St. Paul's most success throwing the ball has come from an empty set. So when West is in the backfield, John Carroll is expecting run.
Split receivers. Angelo Bartlett, quick throw, nearly complete, nearly intercepted as well. I mean, Angelo Bartlett got it out of his hands super quick. Blue wasn't quite looking at him yet.
That was actually a very well-timed throw from Angelo Bartlett. Just threw it a little low. If he hits Blue in the chest there, it's perfect. Blue's in stride and could still be running. But unfortunately, just a little low. Third and 12. Wouldn't be surprised to see the Crusaders be a little conservative here.
Fake handoff. He's got some guys downfield. No.
Yes,
It's complete to Cooper.
Catch from Cooper.
Absolutely incredible. I was not sure if he got his feet in at all, or if he was down in bounds, I should say. Picks up the gain of 14. And a well-placed throw from Angelo Bartlett.
He gave his guy a chance, and Andrew Cooper made an incredible catch. Running to the sideline. when he dove, he basically dragged his feet while he was diving. So when he caught the ball, his feet were in. He held onto the ball as he hit the ground. Not sure if it bounced or not, but luckily we don't have slow motion replay in the MIAA.
Trips to the offensive left side now. West in the backfield. 1st and 10 from the 49. Angelo Bartlett takes it for himself. Picks up 3.
Again, I'm not sure whether that's a read on Angelo Bartlett's part or called from the sideline. Looked like that one was called from the sideline because West was almost the lead blocker. Only 2 yards, though. Just it's taken a little bit too long to develop and allowing John Carroll to penetrate.
Will be 2nd and 8 from the 47-yard line. Crusaders moving the ball a little bit. Empty set yet again. Trips to the left. Angelo Bartlett. Throw over the middle is caught. Still going. Landon Blue picks up the 1st down. Flag down on the play.
Landon Blue jumped up, caught that ball, came down with a knee on a John Carroll defender, and with an incredibly heads-up play, got back up and kept pushing forward. Got the 1st down with an extra 3 yards, and then on top of that, it looks like John Carroll may have grabbed a face mask to add 15 yards to this run.
I think, especially those 2 defenders who looked like they tackled him. They definitely thought he was down. Can't really blame him too much, but penalty will be against the Patriots.
Courageous job by Landon Blue to go up in traffic, make that play. Just incredible hustle and grit shown by him to continue running. And then he gets face masked and adds 15 yards. 1st and 10 for St. Paul's on the John Carroll 22-yard line.
What a drive this has been. Kind of all over the place. Now trips to the left. Angelo Bartlett looking right towards Cooper. Takes the throw. Is it cut?
No, it's picked off. Uh-oh.
That's Olszewski, I believe. A flag down on the play as well.
Angelo Bartlett throwing it up there, hoping to give Cooper a chance to out-jump people. Fantastic play by, I think it might have been number 3, Trey Peace. I apologize for getting it wrong, but made a great play at the goal line, and then a run. It looks like there's going to have 15 yards tacked on for a face mask on the tackle.
Yeah, that is the turn in momentum that we did not need. Now only 57 seconds left in this 3rd quarter.
Again, how is this Crusader defensive line going to respond? When the energy was on their side last time, they were great. Now the momentum's the other way.
Got to see how they persevere. That's Schaffner again taken down by Liam Bargansky. Gain of 1, if that.
Just great fundamental defense there. DN Karan Wheeler forces Schaffner inside. Bargansky, middle linebacker, comes at a 45-degree angle, makes a great tackle for a minimal, maybe half-yard gain.
Now we see Bargansky as kind of that stand-up D-end. Bargansky's tracking him too. Taken down. No gain yet again. Johnny Miles definitely gets a piece of it. Other guys as well, I'm sure.
Yeah, great pickup there, Alton. On that play, they walked up Bargansky, who's playing safety, and he blitzed off the weak side of John Carroll, the side without the tight end, and was able to chase down the play a little bit, mainly thanks to the left side of the Crusader defensive line holding them up. And that will be the end of the 3rd quarter.
And this quarter was kind of all over the place. Not many possessions. Crusaders got the first possession didn't waste too much time in throwing an interception. Their drive, I guess, took up a lot longer than I thought. And now it will be John Carroll with the possession on somewhere around their 35-yard line, or 40.
Be third down, 9 to go. Westerveld had those 2 gigantic catches in the first quarter. We have not heard from him on the offensive side since then.
He's been, pretty quiet since. I believe hasn't had a reception since those in the first quarter. I'm unsure exactly.
And here he is split to our side. They have Schaffner and Westerveld both on our side. Look for some type of combo route.
Looking left, gets the throw out. Well off the mark, flag down.
Oh no!
They're gonna call
that was
Lyndon.
Not pass interference.
They're gonna call Lyndon Barganski
please.
for tapping this guy's shoulder. No, it's a holding.
Looks like a hold. Maybe hold on. No. Holding.
Whoa. I think they're calling the holding on Jones.
I'm confused. I don't know who the hold is against. I don't know if it's on Barganski. I don't think it was where the ball was thrown. It might have been Laster down the sideline. I'm not sure. Either way, bails him out. Why is it
10?
It's a 10-yard penalty.
Yeah. Wow. I'm going to have to watch that one back.
I thought Barganski's contact was minimal. It may have been before the ball was thrown that he grabbed him. It also could have been on another defensive back. I don't know. But a huge break for John Carroll on that third and long that looked like they were going to be forced to punt.
I mean, didn't seem to me like any fouls happened that were consequential, like to the result of the play, but nevertheless, 1st and 10 from the 47, sorry. And that's Lyndon Barganski, tracks Schaffner, his second tackle for loss this game.
Barganski again coming off of the edge, unblocked, makes a great tackle in the backfield. 2nd and 13.
Empty set yet again for Modeste. Schaffner gets the shovel pass, turns up field, picks up only 3, and he's down at the original line of scrimmage.
Interesting how John Carroll runs that kind of speed sweep shovel pass. They give it to Schaffner, and he takes it up the C gap. Usually you see the teams run that much wider. Okay, so here it is again, 3rd and about 10 at the John Carroll with their ball on their own 47-yard line. I know he hasn't had a catch since the first quarter, but look out for Westerveld here, split to our side.
Yeah, trips to the offensive left, 3rd and 10 from the 47.
Johnny Miles strips it!
Fumble! Flag down!
Who's got the ball?
I want to say the Patriots ended up with the ball.
Yeah.
Johnny Miles forces the fumble.
Johnny Miles just attacked his man's outside shoulder, pushed him to the quarterback, and made the sack. I'd been calling for that all game. Our defensive line needed to get more pressure on Modeste when he dropped back to pass, and Johnny Miles picked a great time to do it. Patriots forced to punt here.
It's going to be big for the Crusaders to score here. Go up 2 scores with what's looking to be 7 or 6 minutes.
Booming punt from Westerveld there.
Blue. It makes it honestly farther than I would have thought, out to about the 27.
Yeah, gutsy return there from Blue. again, not too much blocking. Put his head down, got a good, hard 10 yards. Difference between having the ball on their own 17 or 18-yard line and their own 27, 28-yard line is huge for the Crusaders here. We're looking at 9:39 left in the game. Clock is far from a factor right now, but if St. Paul's could score here and go up by 2 scores, it'd be pretty daunting for the Patriots to come back from.
1st and 10 from the
Really
29.
We need a positive gain on first down. We haven't had that in the last couple series.
West cuts inside, picks up 2.
That time they tried to run kind of an outside sweep run with West. He got the edge, but not enough sustained blocking.
Yeah, 2nd and 8 it will be from the 31-yard line. Wouldn't be too surprised to see another rush. Crusaders taking their time in the huddle. Number 28, Noah Washington, out at the wide receiver position. Really switching up who is filling that gap in the receiving core. Handoff, West, gain of 2.
Good hard run from West there, but really not enough. We got 3rd and 5 here. You did see on the last play, Angwell Bartlett actually hold the guys in the huddle until about 15 seconds left in the play clock. Doesn't do it this time. And there's still too much game to be paying too close attention to that clock, but every second does count.
Trips to the offensive left. Cooper by himself on the right. Angelo Bartlett's looking towards Cooper. A high throw, nearly, but another dangerous pass. Can't really risk that interception.
Yeah, Cooper was covered there. Angelo Bartlett kind of stared him down. And Cooper did a good job getting a hand on it so that it wasn't picked off.
Unfortunate, will be forced to punt. Still nearly guaranteed another possession. Calhoun nearly blocked, just gets it off. Landed around the 33, gets a decent bounce. They'll let it roll.
Don't pick it up.
They will let it roll. A whistle blown down to the 21-yard line. Great punt from Calhoun.
Great punt. John Carroll was very close, dangerously close to blocking that. Definitely something to keep an eye on the next time St. Paul's punts. Okay, so again, clock isn't a factor in your offensive play calling here. Last couple possessions, St. Paul's has been able to stop Schaffner and the rushing attack of John Carroll. Interesting to see where they go here.
3 receivers out. Modeste, handoff Schaffner, runs into Myers and doesn't go any farther. Loss of 2 on the play.
St. Paul's here, Barganski was walked up again. St. Paul's is basically selling out for the run, committed with a 6-man front, and trusting their defensive backs to play in 0 or cover 1. 0 coverage would mean you're in man with no safety over the top. Cover 1 is you're in man with a safety over the top. Now, when they come out in trips, they're not going to walk up Barganski.
Now 2nd and 11 from their own 20. Man in motion. No way. Schaffner.
Okay, so they put Schaffner in motion, tried to run a bubble pass to him. I think they are calling it. Are they calling? Yes.
I mean, it helps us.
Yes, they're calling it a backwards pass, which I believe is right. Wheeler was inches
close.
away from his second pick six of the game there. And then if the ball didn't bounce right back up into Schaffner's lap, the Crusaders could have fallen on it. 3rd and long here. Interesting tight set from John Carroll.
3rd and 13, Modeste finds the completion to Westervelt. Cooper's tracking and misses the tackle. Westervelt, that extra 3 yards that he got from beating Cooper, narrowly picks up the first down, and they move the chains on 3rd and 13.
Disappointing there. It was almost like St. Paul's defense thought it was 3rd and 20 or 25. They ran just a short out, but he only needed 5 or 6 more yards after catching it to get the first down, and the Crusaders were a little slow to react and gain tackle. Good run by Westervelt.
Yeah, definitely thought Cooper was going to be more aggressive on the tackle. Now 1st and 10 from the 32, handoff Schaffner. Miles got him roped up.
Johnny Miles actually kind of took the wrong angle there, and it looked like his just gigantic arms just reached out and with one hand brought one of the best running backs in the state to the ground. Fantastic play there by Johnny Miles.
Yeah, great. I mean, I thought he was going to break through, but no. 2nd and 10 from the 32. Already chewed up more clock than I would have thought.
Yeah, in the blink of an eye, the clock has almost become a factor here. 2nd and 10, 5 minutes. They still have 3 timeouts, so not completely, but yeah, they're kind of moving in slow motion here.
Deep motion.
That they're going to lock it. They're going deep.
No, it's complete short. I thought that. Oh, flag down.
Yes. It's going to be ineligible receiver downfield. You can see the Patriot offensive linemen who are walking back to the huddle from 5 yards downfield. That play there, the play that they threw the lateral, that was the fumble earlier. They tried to set up that same action, make it look like that, and then they were looking to hit a deep ball down the left side. Crusaders defended it. Modeste turned off of that and hit a short crossing route. But John Carroll offensive linemen were downfield.
Currently 2nd and 10. They're going to be.
Now as they discuss, I really hope they don't change this call. Nope. Start walking, please. There we go.
It is.
2nd and 15. Don't think the John Carroll coach is too happy about that call. Okay, so 2nd and 15. Probably passing down here. Have not seen any type of screen game. Actually, the only time I've seen John Carroll run a screen was when Cunningham picked it off for 6. So that could be a chance of that here.
Trips to the offensive left side, Modeste. Handoff Schaffner up the middle. Picks up 5.
Okay, so we got 3rd and 10 here. John Carroll has picked up, I feel like, 4 or 5 3rd and 10s this game. Time for St. Paul's to buckle down. Would love to see some pressure from Miles or Karan, possibly blitz one of the linebackers. 4 minutes left. I'm not sure if it's 4 down territory or not.
3rd and 10. Modeste jumps, Wheeler's on his tail, finds the completion, gain of 7. Gain of 6.
Great coverage from St. Paul's there. Modeste was trying to throw the ball, and then Wheeler was right in his face. Rolled out, made an okay throw. I think, given that it's 4th and 3, yeah, it's definitely 4 down territory here. I wouldn't call this the game based on how many timeouts John Carroll has left.
It is
but
huge.
It is gigantic, and if the Crusaders can get a stop here, they have John Carroll in quite the hole.
This is the loudest I've heard Tuline in a while. Crusader defense.
Empty set here.
Needs to show up. Trips to the left side. Modeste finds the completion to Schaffner.
Pretty simple concept there. from John Carroll. Empty set. Modeste just runs a hitch, kind of sits down in the zone, and catches the 6-yard reception for the first down.
Schaffner averaging about 35 yards a game at the receiver position. I assume most of these are on empty set plays like you just saw there. Now back to a typical run formation. 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. Ball's on the ground. Flag down. Or no, sorry.
So St. Paul's went with the 6-man front there on 1st and 10, expecting the run. Kind of Modeste and Schaffner, or Modeste, I think, fumbled it a little bit and then was not able to hand it off to Schaffner. Puts them in a bit of a hole. 2nd and 14. Clock is definitely a factor now, although John Carroll does have 3 timeouts.
2nd and 14 from the 42-yard line. Holiday in motion. And a jump. That is what the Crusaders needed. It's going to be 2nd and 19.
Okay, 2nd and 19. John Carroll's definitely looking at the fact that they have 3 plays to pick up this first down. Not sure how that will drive their play calling, but I do think they're going to be throwing it on each possession, on each play.
19 yards to go. Thrown. It's dropped by Holiday.
Also an illegal chop block on Hayden Meyer, who did a great job getting through the offensive line. I believe that is a 15-yard penalty, which will really drive the Patriots back. Interesting decision here from Coach Keenan. Do you back him up 15 yards or do you take it 3rd and 16? Honestly, if the clock wasn't a factor right now, I think you decline. I think the fact that it's short time and, this possession, they need to score in this possession to win or to have any chance, you back them up those 10 yards.
Yeah, they will be backed up. Can't even count how far back they are. I think 34.
34.
Wow,
But again, 3 plays to get 34 yards, so don't get cocky, St. Paul's.
Empty set yet again. Modeste is looking left.
Strip sack, get on the ball!
Flag down.
They're going to call.
Whoa! Flag
We got some
fly.
extracurriculars. The original flag, I'm not sure what the original flag was. It could have been on St. Paul's. After that, there were some late hits, some pushing and shoving. Might need a notepad to figure out what happened to sort this out.
Yeah, the original flag, not 100% sure. Right when the strip sack came in, and then Jones falls on a guy, gets up pretty quick, I would say.
Then gets shoved. I honestly, I'm anxious to hear what's going on here.
Only 2 minutes on the clock, so
Okay, dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on John Carroll. I think the first flag they waved off like it was an incidental. Then they called dead ball unsportsmanlike. So the down should count. The down should count. There should be 3rd down and forever.
wow, I've never seen a line of scrimmage so far away.
So it is.
We're like 3rd and 49? No,
46.
46.
Jeez. Don't exaggerate, Alton.
Oh my, bad.
Okay, empty here. Still, they have 2 plays here. So you gotta play. You can't play.
Modeste. Pressure on him.
Tackle.
Gets it out.
Tackle.
Great Lyndon Barganski.
Great open field tackle by Lyndon Barganski. Here's an interesting case here. John Carroll has 3 timeouts. They should be rushing their punt team on the field right now. I don't think you can go for it on 4th and 50. So now, yes, John Carroll uses a timeout. interesting here. Do you?
They're hoping to get the ball back and get a quick stop.
Yeah. Now, in an ideal world, John Carroll, on that last play, the guy gets tackled. You sprint your punt team on. You punt it. You save the timeout. Now, the fact that they used a timeout right here might mean they're going to go for it. Yeah, I guess they are. Now, basically what you're looking at here is a Hail Mary situation, right? They're trying to get 50 yards. Hail Mary or slash a just lateral. The other thing they could do that I just thought of is they might take a safety here and then onside kick off of the safety.
Wow.
Again, none of these situations are a position
Yes.
you want to be as a coach, but they're all the John Carroll coaches probably considering these different things.
Yeah, I mean, they are dangerously close to getting a safety accidentally. I mean, they were on the last play. But now I'm going to be very interested to see what they go for. I mean...
Okay, so that's a deeper shotgun than usual. This could be a punt from the quarterback. Nope, they're going for it.
Modeste. Throw. Intercepted! Is that Liam Barganski? There it is. Liam. Incredible. His second interception of the season. Right when you needed it.
Not sure. I think what they were looking for there, John Carroll, was kind of a slant or like a hook and ladder. The guy who the ball went off his fingers was going to catch it and then toss it to somebody else going. Now, Barganski, great athletic play. Might have been nice to knock that down to give the Crusaders the ball on the 5-yard line, but we'll definitely take it. 1st and 10 on 25. John Carroll has 2 timeouts, so we're not in kneel-down territory yet for the Crusaders.
One more first down needed, and yeah, he wasn't taking any risks letting that ball go. Kind of fell right into his hands.
West breaks it outside.
West, loss of 1. Crusaders, I believe, 2 timeouts left. But timeout, John Carroll.
Timeout. St. Paul's trying to get their team over to the sideline, get some water, talk about the next play. I think you run this regardless. Make John Carroll use their last timeout. Then you're looking at about 125, 120 with no timeouts. Run one more play, get that clock down to looking at about 50 or 45 seconds. Now, what to do from there if you have the ball on 4th down, not sure. And you know what? I can just stop talking, and St. Paul's could make this a lot simpler by just having a great run and picking up the 1st down and winning the game. So I'll stop talking now.
2nd and 12. 1 first down ends the game, if I'm not mistaken. Here it is. Trips to the offensive left side. You might see a throw. I mean, it would definitely be. No, it is West. Up the middle. Gain of 1.
Yep, John Carroll just totally sold out. I think they had 9 guys in the box there, knowing that St. Paul's wasn't going to risk throwing it and stopping the clock. Now, on 3rd down here, John Carroll can't stop the clock. So I wouldn't be surprised to see another run from St. Paul's. And then once you get to 4th down, whether you run or throw the ball doesn't matter. Because
Right.
if you throw an incompletion and don't pick up the 1st down, or if you throw an incompletion or you run it and don't pick up the 1st down, the clock stops regardless. So I think what St. Paul's is going to want to do here is pick up 4 or 5 yards, get the clock down, put them in a position to have a 4th and manageable to win this game.
I forgot to say it earlier. We saw the return of Cole Cantor on the sideline. Does appear to be okay. Had some ice on his shoulder. Now, 3rd and 11.
Okay, we're going with Blue and West in the backfield here.
Here it is. Angelo Bartlett tucks it for himself. Gets sacked. Now 4th and 15. I'm not sure what we have.
I like the idea there. If Angelo Bartlett gets around that one tackler didn't hold their ground, that could have been a first down. Okay, we're looking. Coach Keenan's standing right next to the ref. He's going to call a timeout with 30 seconds left.
And John Carroll is out of timeouts.
Yes.
So they're going to have 2 plays, if that.
So it's going to be the clock will stop with 33 seconds, 34 seconds. Interesting thought here from St. Paul's. Like, I don't think Clark has a leg to kick a field goal.
No.
Plus, kicking a field goal, it's still a one-possession game.
And you got to kick the ball off.
I wouldn't want to punt it because that opens up the chances of a block, and at best, that saves you like 10 or 11 yards because it's probably going into the end zone. What I said earlier about throwing the ball and throwing incompletion doesn't matter, so I think you go for it and throw the ball.
I think you just throw the ball right past the first down marker. Don't need a score per se. I mean, if you got a guy, you got a guy, but I wouldn't be surprised to see the ball go towards Cooper here if it is able, but it's going to be 33 seconds.
So it looks like Howdy Calhoun is in the game. It looks like St. Paul's might be punting here. Interesting. Now, the one thing about punting is kick that ball up in the air. That's another 6 or 7 seconds. So I can really respect Coach Keenan's call here. The one thing I would worry about, though, is that John Carroll rush up the middle on punt has been dangerous. Just get it off.
Calhoun, plenty of time.
Nice,
it's
up in
super
the air. Tick,
high.
tick, 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 tick.
Gets a good bounce, Schaffner.
Wow. What
Incredible
a job by Calhoun there. What a job by the Crusader offensive line. And what a call from Coach Keenan. Now, 24 seconds left.
2 plays. 3.
2 or 3 plays, yep, depending on incompletions. Clock stops in high school football on a first down, but it only stops until the chains are reset. It does not stop until the ball is snapped. Right now, you're going to play safe defense here. You can see how deep Cooper, Blue, and West are. Probably cover 2-man, where you have every receiver covered by a man, and then you have 2 safeties behind.
Here it is. Trips to the offensive left side. 1st and 10. Modeste gets it out. Intercepted! Lamar West!
Go down!
Go! He's in there! That's the football game!
Lamar West with the pick 6 to make it 26 to 15. St. Paul's and ice this game.
What a way to end it! With senior safety Lamar West. Running back 1, played every snap on defense. Absolutely incredible.
Lamar West, in last year's boys Latin game, had the game-clinching interception. It's really wild to think that that was the second biggest interception of his career. What a job there to ice this game away.
Clark, it's good. Wow.
Wow.
I don't even know what to say. I mean, Crusader football, man.
I am just so happy for this group of seniors. And to think about where this program was 4 years ago and the record of our varsity football team 4 years ago when they were freshmen. And many of these guys were actually playing on the team, on the field during that time. And the season they endured to get to this point where they're undefeated conference season, winning this game against John Carroll and able to finish their home careers on Tulay Field with this win. So proud of those guys, so happy for them, and so happy for Coach Neil Keenan and what he's done for this program, for this team.
I mean, has absolutely flipped its program on its head in the last 2 years. Of course, last year, making it to the playoffs, losing in the semifinal to Pilati on the road. Back at it this season, come out in the regular season, 7-0, first seed in the B Conference, show up to the semifinals, take down John Carroll, and we are in the championship, playing against, I believe, Pilati, who came home with a big win against Boys Latin yesterday. I believe 44-3, something of the sort. It was a blowout.
Yep. Pilati, I'm sure they have some representatives here scouting, getting ready for next week. Super excited for that game. Super excited for the chance for St. Paul's to win the championship. But I hope these guys enjoy this moment and this game for at least 24 hours before getting to work for next week.
For sure. I mean, you can't. Schaffner.
Schaffner, not going to go quietly. Little lateral there. Runs it out to 33. We're looking at 5 seconds left. I'm sure this will be the last play.
And I mean, it never would have thought it would have came this far now. That game against Pilati will be huge. Pilati gave us the closest game by far in the regular season. I believe a 27-26 victory for the Crusaders. But definitely, I think you said it during that game that you wouldn't be surprised if that ended up becoming the championship match.
Yeah. Just want to take a moment to congratulate the John Carroll seniors on a wonderful career, especially Carson Schaffner, incredibly accomplished running back. I don't know if he has made a college commitment yet or not, but I'm sure his football career is not over. And so many other talented seniors on this John Carroll team.
Flag down. Did they just get a delay of game? Wow.
Jeez.
And here it is.
Pass over the middle of the piece.
Completed. Barkanski not going to let it go.
Holding on for
There
Tulay.
it is. Crusaders get the job done on Tulay.
And we've said his name plenty, but Jackson Anglo-Bartlett stepping in as the backup quarterback, playing great throughout the game. So many seniors on this St. Paul's team, leading them to victory. I'm sure they did more than we gave them credit for when you think about the senior linemen like Johnny Miles, Bobby Cunningham, Dean Spite, all of those guys. Congratulations to them. Enjoy this moment together and then get to work on Monday because you have a championship to win.
Right back to practice. I mean, it's incredible. We're going to be here, going to get some interviews going. Not exactly sure who yet. Some seniors, get them in here. West, Angelo Bartlett, definitely. And we're going to send it down in just a minute to Ashton Seaman after the team gets settled down a little bit. But just an incredible game, completing the regular season, like I said, undefeated, earning that home game for sure. Ashton's going to try to pull somebody here. If you can, final thoughts, if you got anything.
No, I actually need to run. A very happy 10th birthday to my daughter Paige, taking her and her friends to Activate tonight. And I think I'm already late getting back to set up the house. So, Alton, this was a pleasure. Congratulations to the St. Paul's Crusaders. Such an awesome game, such an awesome win. It was a lot of fun for me, and can't wait for next week.
Yeah, thank you as well. I mean, been sitting next to me basically every home game this season. Missed you 1 week, but yeah, thank you so much. And that will be the end you'll hear from me for the season. Again, I'm Alton Bowser here with Pat Walsh. Thank you again, all the staff behind this game. The one and only Jack Coletti is our director. Daniel Gilmore on the primary camera. Drew Silverman, Hunter Bailey down there on the secondary cameras. Of course, Evan Hawker, Mr. Byers. And I'm going to send it down, and we're going to try to get some interviews going.
I'm here with linebacker Liam Barganski. First off, congrats on the big win. Second off, I mean, that fourth quarter drive on defense, you guys were on the field for about 8 minutes. How did that feel keeping your mindset, and how did you lead the defense through that drive?
First off, thank you. And second off, all week they have so many formations, different coverages we have to play, and so making sure we're on the same page and adjusting because they got good coaches. So having to adjust to the defense they got, and then these fellas right here on the D line did a hell of a job setting the edge, doing a good job. So that D line kept us through it all. That's really what it is.
And the D line was huge during that drive. And first off, Karan, I mean, your pick six was the game-changing point. How was that?
Very tiring, bro. I was not fast on that. I just couldn't breathe.
You got there,
but I made it.
Touchdown.
You made it. Congrats, everyone. I mean, you guys, Pilates Championship 1 week from now. Everyone's excited for that. Yep,
that's Spalding. 3 o'clock.
You have a message?
Be there. It's going to be fun. We're going to win. Haven't won a chip in so long.
You have a message? Be there. Perfect. Simple. Make sure to be there.
Kicker message?
Y'all got to show up.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Be loud, be proud.
Thank you for watching this special episode of SPSN. As we noted, Pilates on Saturday at 3:15 at Spalding. Make sure you show up. Again, thank you for watching with this big semifinals win.